Dr. Santosh Pinto. I will be dealing with second unit of Cost and Management Accounting 1, Mangalore University, Introduction of Costing System. In today's session, I will be briefly cover the introduction of costing system, which includes meaning and definition of cost unit and cost center, types of cost units and cost centers, and also the differences between cost unit and cost center. What is a cost unit? Cost unit is a quantitative unit of product or service in relation to which costs are ascertained. Let me discuss the two definitions of cost unit. According to CIMA, cost unit is a unit of product, service or time in relation to which cost may be ascertained or expressed. Cost Accounting Standard CAS1 classification of cost issued by the Institute of Cost and Works Accountants of India defined cost unit as a form of measurement of volume of production or service. In simple, we can understand that a cost unit is a unit of measurement of cost. ಒಂದು ವಸ್ತುವಿನ ಬೆಲೆಯನ್ನು ಯಾವ ಆಧಾರದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ನಿರ್ಧರಿಸುತ್ತೇವೆಯೋ ಅದನ್ನು ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಎಂದು ಕರೆಯುತ್ತಾರೆ. A unit of cost may be a selling unit, batch of identical products, a unit of service, a job or a process. The unit should neither be too small nor too large but feasible for cost finding. Costing is concerned with measuring. Therefore, the unit of measurement must be clearly defined and selected before the process of cost finding can be started. For example, in a sugar mill, the cost per ton of sugar may be ascertained. In a textile mill, the cost per meter of cloth may be ascertained. Thus, a ton of sugar and a meter of cloth are cost units. The choice of a cost unit depends upon the product and its relevance to the purpose of cost determination and reporting. Let me highlight a few examples of cost units. In case of a furniture industry, if the product is a table, the cost unit will be one table. In case of hardware industry, if the products manufactured are bolts and nuts, the cost unit will be 100 pieces. If you take the service industry, for example, hospital, it is giving a service, the cost unit will be bed per tick. Another service industry, transport company, the cost unit will be passenger kilometer or ton kilometer. Let me deal with the types of cost units. Unit of costs are of two types, simple unit and composite unit. What exactly we mean by a simple unit? A simple cost unit is just a single unit of cost. For example, ton, kilogram, quintal, piece, gallon, etc. A simple cost unit is common in most cases. Composite or compound unit. A composite or compound cost unit is a combination of two simple units. For example, 10 kilometers, passenger kilometers. It is adopted in cases where the simple cost unit does not serve the desired purpose of cost ascertainment. Usually, in the case of undertakings rendering services, the unit of cost is a compound unit. Another important concept of this session is the cost center. Let me highlight the definition given by ICMA London. Cost center is defined as a location, person or an item of equipment for which costs may be ascertained and used for the purpose of cost control. A center can be a location or an item of equipment or a person. Each cost center is given charge under personnel for controlling the cost, accumulation of cost, and its allocation. In short, it is a part of an undertaking in relation to which costs are charged and ascertained. The different types of cost centers are production cost centers. Production cost center is a cost center which is directly concerned with production or manufacturing. For example, machine shop, welding shop, and assembly shop, etc. Service cost centers. Service cost centers are those which provide services to production cost centers. In other words, a service cost center is one which is not engaged in production but provides service to production centers. For example, boiler house, powerhouse, storehouse, timekeeping office, etc. Personal cost centers consists of a person or a group of persons. The cost may be accumulated by individuals like works manager, foreman, storekeeper, sales manager for the purpose of cost ascertainment and cost control. Impersonal cost centers. It consists of a location or item of equipment or a group of machines for which costs are collected for cost ascertainment and cost control. For example, machine or store yard. Operation cost centers. It consists of machines or persons carrying out similar operations for which costs are collected for cost ascertainment and cost control. For example, machines and people engaged in welding and turning. Process cost centers is a cost center which consists of machines or persons carrying out a specific process or a continuous sequence of operations for which costs are collected for cost ascertainment and cost control. Thus, cost accumulated by each of these categories of department is a production or a service which can be considered as a cost center. Mixed cost centers is a cost center which is engaged both in production work and in service work. For example, tool shop producing dies and jigs and servicing tools, carpentry shop preparing molds as well as undertaking repair work for the factory. The major differences between cost center and cost unit. Costs are accumulated by cost centers, whereas costs are measured and expressed in terms of cost units. In the production of a product, different cost centers may be involved, but a product will generally have only one cost unit for measuring and expressing costs. Cost centers facilitate cost ascertainment and cost control, whereas cost unit facilitate only cost ascertainment. The selection of cost center depends upon number of factors such as size and layout of the factory, nature of the product, etc. The selection of cost unit depends mainly on the nature of final output. With this, I conclude my session.